Thank you everyone for coming today, and we are looking forward to the season. Very important announcement when we start out. We welcomed a new member into the Wildcat family, Evan Crane, our outstanding media relations director. What was the date? What's the birthday?
September 27th.
September 27th. Eileen Renee, that's I-E-I-L-E-E-N, Renee, R-E-N-A-E. I want to get that spelling correct. Eileen Renee Crane, welcomed in September 27th. Days and nights are mixed up, but other than that, things are going pretty well. Evan looks relatively well today, so we'll continue to think about them. But we're glad Eileen's on the. Are we going to call her Eileen or Renee?
Eileen.
Eileen.
Do you have a grandkid yet?
Not yet. Another report. We'll make sure you all receive that. I'm going to be a grandfather here any day. Could be right now when we're in the press conference. So keep you up to date on that. So a lot of babies around the program, but we're looking forward to what will be, I know, a really exciting journey for this group, the Wildcats. They have really gotten off to a good start with a summer full of hard work. A lot of improvement over the summer with our conditioning and our strength, and had a really tough September that they embraced the hard work, early morning workouts during the month of September. So they've just been a group that's embraced hard work. We've had overall really good attitude. So it's going to be an interesting journey. A lot of statistical things that we'll have to replace with the loss of Michaela and Evelyn, and that's really evident to everyone. But some more depth this year, and I think we have a chance to be a really athletic team. So as long as we will keep a good attitude and keep our effort right, we'll have a chance to have a great season, and that's what we're planning on, and that's what we're working toward every day. Glad to answer questions.
How much of an adjustment is it when you look out on a court and you don't see Michaela or Evelyn there after the last few years together?
Well, that's sort of been the rhythm of this job, and we've had a lot of good players leave, and you don't ever want to see them leave because you get so attached to them and love them so much as just members of your family, and Evelyn and Michaela were like that. And so, I think I miss the personal part of it. Just, Michaela just came through the office. Michaela's in class here, finishing up her degree, and Evelyn's in Russia. And so I was on FaceTime with Evelyn a couple of days ago, and then saw Michaela today. And you miss those relationships, and those were two terrific young people. But the basketball part, I don't know if I've just accepted it as a coach. It's just the rhythm of it. I've never been one to be real upset about that part. That's just the rhythm of life. They come here to try to get better as people and as players, and try to pour in as many good things as you can as a coach, and then it's on to the next year to build that team. And one thing that we've really tried to embrace here over the years, and I think we've done a fairly good job of, is this is the only opportunity that we have for the Wildcats. So I don't really think a lot about last year other than to gain any wisdom that will be helpful for this edition, and we don't focus too much on the future. We just try to, I told them this morning, this is the only chance they're guaranteed. It's the only year they have, and look at it that way, so you pour everything into this year. So when I look at it, I look at it a little bit differently. How can this team be successful? And when I think about Michaela and Evelyn, I'm just thinking, how can I support them where they are in their life right now and help them out? But I don't think a lot about trying to replace them individually, because the kind of team we'll have, a freshman's not going to step in and replace Michaela Epps. A freshman's not going to step in and replace Evelyn Akator. you hope your seniors are better, and your juniors are better, and your sophomores, and then your freshmen get better a long time, and you do it as a team, you do it as a group. So that's sort of where my mindset is on that.
How do you tell the upperclassmen, how much they have to step up this year?
Well, that starts at the end of last season. You evaluate what happened last season, and you talk to them about where the improvement needs to be made in the off season. So everybody has a great opportunity, and this team's done a good job so far of embracing that opportunity from a work standpoint. So there's a level of work that you have to put in, and time that you have to spend on what needs to happen for you to improve as an individual. So, they go home in May with a plan, and then they come here in June, and we try to continue to work on improvement during the summer. And I've seen a lot of growth out of Alyssa Rice, who, I thought really started coming into her own toward the end of last season, and there's no question that, as a fourth year senior, we're looking to her to give us some great production statistically, but also from a leadership standpoint, and she does a good job of that. So she's an example of the upperclassmen, every one of them, and you could go down the line and talk about all of them, needed to improve, and I think that they have. So it'll always be about that, and it'll always be about how can we blend this group of players into a really, into a true team, and we try to do that each and every year, and we'll try to do it this year.
If you go a year ago and you look at Taylor Murray and how she developed throughout the year, she seemed very quiet at the beginning of the year, and it appeared by the end of the season she had really grown exponentially with confidence. And do you see her stepping up to be a strong leader this year?
Yeah, so it sort of goes right along with what we were just talking about. That's what you want to see. You want to see the players come here as a freshman and continually improve. And so what a fantastic improvement we saw from the first of her sophomore year to the end. And that's carried on. Really conscientious person, really cares about everybody around her coaches. Rarely do you go by her and she doesn't say, "How are you doing?" is the first thing out of her mouth, no matter if it's a coach or one of her teammates. Really cares about people, cares about her improvement, and what does her impact need to be on the team. So when you're conscientious, you care about people, you're a hard worker, and then you have some talents that the good Lord gave you, then that's a recipe for a really good player. And I just think we have one of the great weapons in the country to be an up-tempo, fast-paced team when you have the fastest, arguably the fastest, I hadn't put a stopwatch on everybody in the country, but she's clearly elite level speed, and what a weapon we have there. So we all have to work as hard as we can so we can take advantage of what Taylor really brings to the table, and her speed and quickness on the court, offensively and defensively, is a real weapon we need to take advantage of. So she's had a great summer, and we'll look for another year of progression. There's no doubt that there's things in her game that she can get better doing. So it'll be an exciting junior year for Taylor.
Matthew, what's the identity of this team? What do you think it's going to look like in a few months?
Well, when you look at, so really we're adding 6 people that you all and I have never seen play for Kentucky. And I think those 6 players really inject some depth, some athleticism, some size. So we don't have any, 6'5", 6'6", but we really added, 4 players that are, 6'1", 2". We don't put a measure on them, but got great length, athletic. All of them are athletic. All of them have different gifts. And then our 2 guards are explosive and can do things. So what we're going to try to do, what we're attempting right now, and what we attempted to build a base of this summer is tempo and pace. And if you look over the 11 years or the 10 previous years, it's been more up-tempo than not. And I think that's what we believe will be the best way for this team to play. Now, Clearly, there's been times where I've wanted to do certain things and the team was better at others, and then I will always make the adjustment to benefit the team. But I believe the identity is going to be hustle, quickness, speed, athleticism. Try to force the other team to be uncomfortable and make some mistakes. I think that will be necessary because with some inexperience, especially early on, I think we'll probably make our share of mistakes. But hopefully over time we can settle that in and be a really clean, executing well, cleanly, taking care of the ball while trying to disrupt the other team. But what we've really tried to talk about so far and establish that and give them confidence in is that speed, quickness, athleticism gives them the ability to be a really tough team to go against. And you have to go and earn that. Can't talk about it. You have to really work hard to be that kind of team. But so far, I've enjoyed going to practice because they have a tremendous capacity for work. And that's usually a good recipe for us.